Love reading your notes. You say you've been a bear for a good reason, but you have this great saying. It says that markets can remain irrational far longer than you can stay solvent, which, look, you say in the short term the markets will go up even if it doesn't make sense. So the question is, are you buying?
Yes. So right now, what I'd be looking at is IWM, which is the small cap ETF. And I'll tell you why. What we've seen coming into this year is the most predictable recession ever predicted that hasn't quite materialized, and it's for good reason. There's a lot of economic data that's just screaming red the same way it did prior to 2008, and as a result, everybody got short the market. The short interest a few weeks ago was the largest it had been since 2007, ahead of the 2008 crisis. And so when investors are short, if you get enough money, enough momentum to squeeze them higher is not something that's that difficult. It's being done with something called a gamma squeeze. So everybody who remembers GameStop and that stock absolutely exploding. Right. The same thing is happening right now with IWM, and there's a massive amount of call volume out there. I think the momentum continues, particularly in this small cap for the short term. I think the market trades higher over the next few months, but eventually reality is going to kick in, and either the economy is going to improve dramatically or the stock market's going to fall apart.
Yeah, it's interesting because you say, look, the economy is slowing, the liquidity is tightening, earnings are falling. At some point, you say the chickens are going to come home to roost. Do you get a sense of when that could be and what it would look like?
I would have thought it would have happened by now, particularly with the aggressiveness that the Fed has tightened. It was my prediction that we would be in a recession by this point. It's looking like that's going to take longer, which means the Fed is going to have to continue to do more or remain higher as these things sort to kick in. And we also have a banking crisis on our hand. I think we're going to see a lot more bank failures. This is from a deposit flight, not banks owning toxic assets like in 2008. Right. But the net result is going to be the same with these bank failures. Lending is collapsing across the country. I'd say a recession is unavoidable. I just don't know when it's coming.
Whew. All right. I need another coffee, Michael Lee, but thank you for being here and giving us your, dose of reality is what you could